see you.
Together we rise, no room for fear. In this Super League we unite as one. With laughs and debates, the love never done.
Welcome to the Two Yorkshire for a Saint podcast. We are live, finally, sponsored by Acorn Joinery Leeds. And true to form, Soft Lad here gets a bit of a sore throat on the first one, but you know what? Nothing's stopping me today. What's going on there, fellas? Carl, congratulations on the massive achievement from KR in the week.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, mate. I haven't come off cloud nine just yet. So, yeah, shall we get straight into it, fellas? As we say, or as I say every week, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're listening from. Like you said, Gaz, we are live, so we are non-edited. Any fuck ups, we go with it. Anybody that wants to, get involved,
no censoring.
Yeah, that's it. We'll just go all out. So yeah, anybody that wants to get involved, we obviously appreciate any interaction. So yeah, as you said, Gaz, Thursday night, wow from myself. I mean, I could sit here all night and talk about OKR beating the Brisbane Broncos and becoming the World Club champion. Sorry. I mean, fellas, Gaz, what was your take on it from a neutral point of view? I know during the game you said it was a great watch.
Yeah, fantastic game, Rugby League, and I thought, like I said in me post not long after, I thought KR would tire. I thought they'd run out of steam, but they did just enough to keep Broncos out from doing what they do best. And Standard the Warriors, welcome, even though you're from Wigan, but that's all fine. We're all the one Rugby League community here.
Yeah, that's it. The more the merrier, regardless of who you support, who you follow. Jordan, I know Rovers are your second team, mate. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I know you was buzzing that Rovers one, not just because it's obviously Rovers, but we all wanted the English side to win, didn't we? What was your sort of overall take on the game?
Probably a little bit like what Gaz was saying. Obviously, I did back them anyway, as you know. But yeah, when they started tiring and Broncos started coming back into it, it was tough. It was tough to watch because there were moments where I was thinking they're gonna do it here. They're gonna snip them. And yeah, like Gaz said, he just did enough. I think the first half, I think he just kind of put it to bed in first half and put the groundwork in. So then second half, you had that little bit of play. I think if that was a high scoreline in first half, I think he would have struggled.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody in the wildest dreams, any Rovers supporter or even any supporter of Super League, for that matter, would have thought Rovers would have got off to a quick start like that because, let's be honest, fellas, we know the Brisbane Broncos are a quality outfit and they have been for a few years now. You wouldn't have sort of held it against the Rovers team if they'd have just sort of, played the first 20 minutes out and sort of see how it went. But it was more impressive for me as a supporter to see that they literally took the game to Brisbane in that first sort of half an hour of the game. And ultimately, Gaz, that's what got the noses in front, and that was the difference towards the end.
Yeah, and I think Peter's had the right idea. He could have gone, listen, we'll just see it out. But I think what he did was he's gone, right, we know they like to reserve energy. They like to play in the second half. Let's take that away from him. And it worked.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, people can say, we've heard a lot of stuff on social media the last few days in regards to Australian fans making excuses up for why they've been beaten. What an absolute load of cob swallow. I mean, the last three Aussie teams that have come over, all the English sides have beaten them, haven't they? I mean, yeah, the Wigan one was a little bit dubious from time to time, but ultimately they got the job done. Saints did the same, didn't they, against Penrith over there? And like you say, Rovers have sort of... Yeah, exactly. So all these Aussies saying, oh, well, it's cold, it's 2 degrees, it's damp, it's boggy, the pitching great. I've had all the excuses under the sun. Ultimately,
Australia gets worse rain than we do. Their rain is a lot worse than ours. That's not a bloody excuse at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure in the camp of Brisbane Broncos, they won't be making excuse. It was more the media and the fan base in Australia around social media and that type of thing, which is, it happens, doesn't it? Nobody wants to lose, and ultimately the best team won.
I think,
Jordan, what was the most impressive thing for you, mate?
Well, like the excitement thing for me is obviously Gaz knows, because obviously the Rhinos and Saints have been in that position. But when you win, even if you don't win treble and you win just Super League and you're going for World Club Challenge, it's that thing where you're at your comfort zone a little bit, and you're not like you're going for a different trophy, obviously, and it's like you're on your own, and it's that special feeling like when you actually do the game and you win. It is that like you're winning for England in a way, and it's not a lot of people back you to win that World Cup Challenge. I'll be honest. I know Rhinos. I'm sure Rhinos have won 2 and lost 2. I'm sure they have, and it is. It's awful to be on that losing side when you do it, but full credit to Rovers. I mean, I would jumping out my seat. I really was, because the effort in first half was just immense. It was just so good quality. Well, it literally like you played like the grand final against Wigan. It were just amazing. Like, you wouldn't have thought you were playing an Australian side. Never mind, NRL champions. You just took it to them, and it were nowhere near the performance of the York the week before, which we discussed it, and I'm sure we all agree that you probably were gearing up for this more, and not you didn't rest players for that game, did you? But I think you were more focused on that, which obviously everybody would understand that. Everyone would do the same. I just thought, I just thought you were really clinical. I know Mikey messed up, and he went to kick to touch, didn't he? And went a bit cocky and went too far, and then they got ball back, and then they started getting on a bit of a roll again. And then, they scored 3 tries in 5 minutes, which were just ridiculous. And I was a bit worried, because I was like, they're known for coming back, and they got it to a score, didn't they? And I was like, oh, come on. I think there were like 3 minutes left, didn't they? And they were 6 points behind. So, maybe a little bit of luck in that second half. I know, is it Minicello or Minicella?
Minicella, yeah.
Minicella.
I know he said, didn't he, that, he put his hand up and said they were awful in that second half, which, fair credit to him, because you weren't awful, but you did step off, you did let it go, gas go a little bit. And, it's one of those, you've got to play for 80 minutes, haven't you? So I was buzzing that you kept it and you won. And even if that's your only time you win it, you've won all 4 trophies. It's exactly what Wigan did, 12, 13 months ago. It's lovely to see that we've done it twice in 2 times in 2 seasons. So it shows you where Super League teams are going. And we're not actually that far behind them what we thought we were.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you say about Brisbane coming on strong in the second half, and Gazzy's right in what he said earlier on in terms of they're renowned for that. Even in the NRL, they get a couple of 2 or 3 scores behind, and the game's never over with the Broncos. So at some point within that second half, there was always going to have a bit of a flurry. And it's right what Gaz said. They scored 3 tries in 5 minutes. Someone as Walsh got that little bit of space. It opened up for them, and ultimately, that's always going to happen against a champion team like that, Gaz, is it? They just got strike all over the park.
Yeah. Do you know what? I want to ask you this, Carl. Do you think Michael Lewis had a better game at fullback than he would have done at 6?
I'll just take my Rovers cap off. Me personally, mate, I thought that was probably the maturest performance in a big game that I've probably seen from him. He's a 23-year-old lad now. Yeah, he has that spite in his game, which I say every week. I don't think that's going to leave him. I think he needs that to be the player that he is. For him to go slotting at fullback when Atom Org went off injured, I thought he did well. He didn't He didn't look out of position. He was always turning the ball around in the right area. It was always going in, into dummy half to take a kick. So defensively, he definitely has improved. He kicked a 40-20, didn't he, to get us up the field.
Yeah.
So there's parts of his game where you can see it maturing quite a lot. I get in the second half, Jordan, you mentioned about he went to kick for the touchline and he pulled up short and they kept it in, etc. But that's just the competitor he is. If he thinks he can get another 10 yards on the kick, he'll take that risk and go for it. It's sort of risk and reward. Sometimes it'll pay off, and sometimes
it shows he's only human. I mean, out of 10 attempts, he'll get 9. He'll get 9 right. Do you know what I mean? If it wasn't the week before where he tripped that player up, that were horrendous. And then obviously against Brisbane, kicking ball short, that's a bit different, obviously, because you're not penalised for all like that. But it's one of those things where he switched off slightly, and then obviously there's repercussions from that, which But yeah, there's a comment there for you, Carl.
Yeah, I was just about to say, actually, if anybody is watching and they want to ask some questions to me, Gaz or Jordan, about any of our teams or about Super League in general, please just drop a comment and we'll try and read it out. What's this one here from Stano Warrior? Is it an insult to LFC winning the World Club Challenge in FC's ground? This is mental, in my opinion. We had this conversation every week, Stano. It's not their ground; it's Hull City Football Club's ground. But yes, it did make it that bit more special, mate. So I love the banter and thanks for the comment / question. I could talk about this all night, fellas, but we're not going to because we've got a hell of a lot to get through.
I think John could talk about it more than you.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So you want that loose shirt there? You don't want to swap it for the KR one?
Yeah, I will do it if you want.
Wow. Any Leeds fans listening to this, have a word with Jordan, please.
I'll tell you what I do want to mention before we move on regarding Leeds. The Lot Pod, that's the Leeds Rhinos podcast, isn't it? They give a few Rovers fans a little bit of stick on social media last week, basically laughing at us saying we wouldn't win. So whatever that is on your face, I think it's egg. You best eat it.
I must be on that backs Rovers then.
Yeah, so like I say, fellas, I'm absolutely over the moon. Hull KR win the World Club Challenge by 30 points to 24 to do the quadruple. So we'll park that up and we'll get on to other teams and other games. Friday, the start of round 2. Bradford, they beat the Catalan Dragons at home 28 points to 10. I mean, they're doing all right. Bradford, Gaz, aren't they?
Yeah, and I just need to bring you back down to earth a second here, Carl. You're currently bottom of the In That Number Predictors League.
Yeah, but you don't get trophies for that, do we?
I'm top. I am top. Yeah, well, Warrington can win the first week, so I can.
You can't, just because they win Super League in first week, don't mean you can win your league in second week. Don't count, now.
Anyway, Bradford, yeah, doing really well. I think these promoted sides have already exceeded some expectations. No one expects them to get off the mark by this point, but excuse me. Yeah, they've all won at least one game in the first 2, so let's see how it carries on.
That's it. I mean, it's a long season. We say every week, though. It's a long season. It's the likes of your Bradford, York, Toulouse, etc. It's if their squads can carry them into the second half / back end of the year, isn't it? I mean, but we can only judge them on what they've been doing so far, mate. They was very unlucky, against Hull FC the week before. And obviously they've got the first win back in Super League at Odsal. So it's a credit to them. I mean, I don't know with Catalan, Jordan, because years ago, they struggled to win away games, didn't they? And then they sort of got back home and there was sort of made it difficult for teams to go and win over there. Do you think that'll be the same again this season, mate? Or do you think it's, again, too early? It's just a one-off defeat?
I don't want to talk for an hour. So this comment, I'll try and keep it short. They've started well, haven't they? Obviously, a bit surprising. Obviously, we said, didn't we, at the beginning? Last season we weren't hoping for good things for them with them not having, or as we thought, a good team, but they've obviously got a good team to compete. It's just good, yeah. I think it will be a struggle. I think it will be a struggle to go over there. It might be one of the bogey teams for most teams this season.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? So again, fair play to Bradford. They got the job done and they're looking good after 2 rounds. Next one, Jordan, your team, the Leeds Rhinos, they picked up a 46-14 win over York Knights. I mean, was it sort of what you expected? I know York beat us in the first round, didn't they? Is it one for you where you thought, right, we had to win that game and that's what you did in the end? I noticed Sevo made a bit of a statement with his tries, didn't he?
Yeah. Thought he were injured again. Because he was limping a little bit. Thought he were injured. I was like, no, you can't be. You've got to play a full season now, mate. Yeah, they got it to 6-all. Obviously, McShane were playing well again, like he was against you. We had to play. Don't get me wrong. I do feel like we didn't have to go full throttle. I don't think they turned up like they did against you. Because obviously, like I say, it were over more or less by half time, wasn't it? Pretty sure we went into half time with 22 points, which obviously is a big lead in it for a team to come back. But it was just like really good. It was nice to see Rhino got 2 tries, Sivo got 2 tries. It was just a well worked team. Connor were doing what he always does, nice floaty kicks, so we can compete football. Yeah, I were really, really proud of them. Definitely a win off. Like a win for second game. Get off the mark now. And we needed that going into Vegas, I thought.
Yeah, that's it, mate. So job done for the Leeds Rhinos. York will come again, I'm pretty sure of that. Onto your team, Gaz. I'm just going to call you out here, mate, because last week you wasn't confident at all about getting the result of the Leopards. I called that St Helens would probably win it. They just about edged it, 20 points to 18, mate. I know you was at the game. You've had a few beers, etc. What can you tell us about that? And did they sort of deserve it in the end?
Yeah, and no, I thought it was. I weren't confident when they went over early on as well. I thought, oh, here we go. But yeah, even though we lost Lomax in the game and Delaney went off with an injury, and then Neely McDonald went, oh Jesus Christ! I don't know what's going on, but it's not fitness. It's just these are just freak injuries that's happening, like dislocations and whatnot. But yeah, they kept it together. Robertson completely changed the game when he came on. I think he gave us a lot more pace and a lot more speed. Yeah, I think it was more relief when the game ended, to be honest. Yeah, and special shout out for Joe Shorrocks, who was fantastic all game. 46 tackles, got the winning try. No, fair play to him. I'd seen him crash over, and I also saw Robertson when he broke their line and got a bit of open field a few times to get Saints up the pitch, didn't they? And obviously that's what you need when you're sort of on the back foot a little bit. How did Leeds? All three, Cal? What score line surprised you all? I'm going to say ours, because I wasn't expecting to get a win there. So ours is probably for me.
Yeah, you didn't sound confident last week. I must admit that's why I've sort of mentioned it this week, mate. But no, fair play to St Helens. That's another 2 points in the bag. I believe that was the first home game of the season. So you're up and running now, mate. I know you picked a few injuries up, which we'll discuss in the news. So yeah, that was the third and final game on Friday night. 2 games on Saturday. Toulouse there was at home to Cast Tigers. Cast Tigers came up short, 24 points to 12 in favour of Toulouse Olympique. I mean, I think we all agree on Toulouse win that this week?
Yeah, I had Toulouse to win the predictor.
Yeah. So, I mean, that wasn't pretty much of a shock. On to my noisy neighbours. The 8 o'clock kickoff on Saturday was Wigan versus Hull FC. Wigan Warriors there come up with a 34 points to 6 win. I don't know. We always expect Wigan to have a solid game, don't you? First home game of the season for them, packed out Brick Community Stadium. Hull FC, to be fair to them, they always take a half-decent following. But the quality, again, from Wigan it's just so much. Even when they're not at full throttle, they can still brush teams aside, can't they? I mean, we know their main players are, don't we? Hull FC, for me, they're still yet to be. We keep hearing a lot of noise that they've done this and they've done that, and it is like they're a little bit like Warrington, where it's always going to be their year in a roundabout way. But I know they've had some bad news today with Price and all them. I don't know. I'm still undecided about Hull FC whether they'll make the playoffs or not, because they do okay some weeks and then they don't in other weeks, and it's like they can't defend. You see them. It's all right scoring tries against teams, but you've also got to, like Gaz says every other week, defence wins you championships, doesn't it? So
they struggled to Bradford last week, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're conceding a lot of points. They might score a few tries with Martin and all them type of guys and David Litton and all them. They're always going to score tries. I get that, but ultimately you've got to also keep the scoreboard down in your favour. I've got a few family members that are all big Hull FC fans, and they was there on Saturday, and they just said it was so soft in defence. So until that D improves, I don't see them. They might sneak into the playoffs at some point, but if they want to stay there, they've got to have playoff mentality and keep that goal line nice and tight. So yeah, that was sort of wrapped Saturday's games up, fellas. And on Sunday, we had the small matter of Huddersfield at home to Wakefield. Wakefield Trinity there came out with an 18 points to 6 win. Our man Cam Scott was first on the score sheet. Did any of you boys see any of that game?
I tried to catch some, but I was busy. But it's one of them. I believe it was one of those like little dogged games where it was just a scrap, basically. Yeah,
that's it. I mean, I caught about half an hour of it or so. I had it on and I was just pottering around, and it looked like Wakefield was the better team, but they made a little bit hard work for it, and sort of back end of the game was a little bit squeaky bum time. But in the end, ultimately, they defended the line, and they came away with the 2 points. So credit to them. I think that pretty much wraps up that round of results, fellas. Sorry, Gaz, Bad Lads Corner. I'm pretty sure it's quite busy this week.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing names in there that I should be, which is for a start. So that's wound me up anyway. But ex-Saints fellow Lewis Dodd, which is very rare to see him in Bad Lads. To be fair, I don't think he gets many. He don't really play many games there. But grade A head contacts, 1 penalty point, no further action. Rob Butler from Toulouse, grade C head contact, 5 penalty points and a fine. Joe Stimpson from Castleford, grade A late contact on passer, 1 penalty point, no further action. For some reason I've got Liam Knight here twice, but the points have changed, so he must be in there
I think
twice.
He got fined. I think he got 2 fines. I think he got 6. Was it 6 points and 2 fines? Yeah,
so 2 grade B head contacts. He's on 4.5 points now. Mr. Wigginer in the comments, explain yourself. Adam Kieran, grade B, late contact on the passer, 3 penalty points and a fine. I mean, I'm not just saying this because I'm Saints. I'm taking the Saints out off of this. I'm doing this as a rugby league fan. How can a player get sin-binned twice in as many games and be that low down on the penalty points and not be banned? There needs to be some common sense with it. Huh?
If that's football, you get a ban, don't you?
Don't shit the messenger now. I'm only messing about. Yeah, I mean, if there's a Saints player, I'd be saying the same thing. Listen, he's lucky to get away with a ban. He really should be banned, but it is what it is.
That was. I would say it's poor officiating, Gaz. Surely it's an accumulation which needs
the inconsistency of it. It's the officiating. Excuse me. It's speaking of the officiating, by the way. George Delaney fails a HIA, which does head contact, which, okay, I didn't notice that in the ground when I was there. But the eye tackle on Robertson and the eye tackle on Dion Cross, completely unpunished. Not even mentioning the panel. And I was I'm thinking, what is going on? Like, it's any other game, or probably when we do it, fucking cars straight out. In fact, hang on.
I did see both of them, and to be fair, I did think there was a little bit naughty, so I was surprised that, they did go unpunished, that's for sure.
Where were they? How hard is it to do that?
Yeah, that's it, mate.
But, lo and behold, we had Aaron Moore as a referee and Mr. Kendall in the bloody video ref. Yeah, I'm doing this because it's live. Do something. Sorry. So I've digressed a little bit. Sam Hewitt from Huddersfield, a grade C laid contact on the passer, 5 penalty points and 1 match suspension. Someone's actually done the job. And Tyson Smoothie at Wakefield, grade A late contact, 1 penalty point, no further action. And I think that is it.
That's it. Well, there was a little bit to get through there, Gaz. So fair play to you, mate. It's not. I know you don't want to sound like we're bagging referees, but when they are inconsistent, they've got to be made accountable, aren't they? It's just like a player, if he's having a bad game, he needs calling out, doesn't he? So that's the whole idea of bad lads corner.
When a coach gets interviewed after the game, what went wrong there, and they have to look at the camera and look at the people and say, well, this is what happened. The referee should have to do the same thing. What was your thinking behind this decision? But they're just protected and hidden, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? That's what I would say. It's difficult because whatever decision they make, they're going to upset someone, aren't they?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes it's with our teams and sometimes it's against our teams. So I understand what people are saying. Jordan, we did a new segment last week for yourself. Team of the week. Last week you give it to York for beating the mighty Robins. Who was your standout team this week, mate, and why?
I think we know who this is.
Yeah. What Saints?
I'm pointing upwards.
Yeah. Oh, Carl. I can't say Carl, can I?
Technically, it's not a game, is it?
I can't say what, can I?
Of course you can.
With it not being a Super League, yeah, obviously Rovers 100%, but if we're talking, Super League,
Carl is robbing you here.
Yeah, I think Toulouse and Bradford need a mention. I nearly said Bradford, to be fair, just because how they performed against FC last week and fell short, and then obviously great performance this week. But I'm going to actually give it to Saints. As much as I don't know whether I'll back Saints for that game, I can't remember. But
how the hell?
For the fact that I was saying last week or week before, I said obviously Lee and Leopards for me are the team that I think will do really well this season, just like they did last year. I didn't think Saints were going to do that, I'll be honest. And they dug deep. So for me, that's a really good result for Saints, and I think that'll show the strength and determination, and that'll push them for the rest of the season. I'm sure. So I'm giving it to Saints for this week.
I appreciate that, Carl. Thank you, Carl Jordan. Thank you very much.
To be fair, mate,
I do need to say this now because Love Rugby League, when they were saying, Saints haven't beat KR, Lee, Warrington, whatever right now. They had to take Leeds out of it last season. Now they have to take Lee out of it. Is it just, are they going to keep up with that? Or are they going to actually start thinking, oh, hang on?
No, they'll just make something else up and move the goalposts. That's what they do to cause a bit of controversy. That's what they'll do, won't they?
Correct.
To be fair, Jordan, regarding your team of the week, I thought you might have gone Toulouse, mate, because obviously they turned over Trinity in the backyard last week. And they've got another good home win this week against Cast. So I was surprised you didn't.
That's what I mean. Bradford and Toulouse were there with my mentions. But yeah, I went with Saints because I've got that strong feeling of Lee this season. I feel like Lee might do more or be better than they were last year. Whether it's going all the way to a Challenge Cup final this year or going further than semi in grand final. We thought grand final last year. So now obviously they've been beaten by Wigan both 2 seasons in a row, haven't they? So, like for me, like say the fact they did Leeds and Leeds were poor, realistically, and they turned us over, and the fact that Saints just kept going. I think I was saying this to Gaz in WhatsApp. You had a few players switched around, didn't you?
Yeah, so we put Robertson at fullback. Or did he go into? I can't remember if he went into the halves. No, he wasn't. No, Sailor stayed where he was. Then he put Robertson in the halves, the fullback. I think Murphy had about 3 different partners on his edge. So, and for some reason we tend to do better when we do that. Yeah, when you throw the 2014 final when we didn't have a single halfback on the pitch, not a single playmaker. If you want to count John Wilkin, you can do, but I don't. You had Macaulay Scarsbuck in the centres and Flanagan in the halves with Wilkin and probably Mossy Massoy in the fullback or something like that. Possibly sort of point kicks downfield and stuff like that, And I think that sort of scrambling mix up of players does help, but it messes with the defence a little bit because they don't know what to expect. So I don't mind when we have to do that sometimes.
Yeah, for me, I just feel like that result could be something that will take you far because that is a scrappy game. What was it, 20 points to 18? It was a penalty goal, wasn't it? That one game.
Last season we lost that game.
Well, maybe. I mean, it shows. That you're obviously somewhere near. Do you know what I mean? We were saying it, weren't we, me and Carl, that we think you'd have a better season this year. Hopefully, Rhinos have a better season. We say that when we were 4th and 5th. That's in anyone's team. That's a good season, realistically. But as I always believe in Jordan, the scrappy games are always the entertaining ones. Yeah, they probably are. Probably are the most entertaining ones.
That's the way That's the way they go sometimes, mate, isn't it? The unpredictable ones are normally the best viewing ones. So
I'm sure Vegas will be.
Yeah, that's it, mate. So your team of the week, St Helens.
St Helens.
Moving on swiftly, fellas, because we've still got a bit to get through. News round. Gaz, my first piece of news from news round is it's really, really bugging me this, and I know exactly what you're going to say because it's another Love Rugby sort of media circus type of thing. We've got Huddersfield Giants coach Luke Robinson coming out now saying he's still interested in Mark Percival. What is going on with that, mate? Because 3 weeks ago there was interested, then Rolls come out and said no, he's not going nowhere, and then this week Luke Robinson's stuck his 10 pennies worth in, and he said he'd love to start Mark Percival. What do you make of this as a Saints supporter?
What I want to know is what happened to, coaches of other clubs. Listen, we don't talk about other players. We're just worried about our own. I want to know what's happened to that. And even the only coach who should be speaking about Mark Percival is Paul Rowley at the end of the day.
Yeah. 100%.
No, and obviously Mark's not been coming out saying anything that he's doing the right thing there. I think whoever brought this news. Well, I know who brought this news. We're not going to mention his name because he's high up there and he'll probably try to shut us down if everyone says a bad word about him. He's still end of the day, he's still under contract till the end of the season. Now, I know, I think is it April when they can start speaking to other clubs when they're in the last year?
Yeah.
Something like that. Now, fair enough. When that comes around, fair enough. It's fair game then. But at the start of the season, he's still injured. Still needs to come back. And there's all this other talk, like John Wilkins coming out with a nonsense he's come out with. And now...
Yeah, but what it happened with Cam Smith, didn't it? Cameron Smith.
Yeah.
That peed me off. The day after his bloody testimonial and he's gone to Wakefield next year. It's like, great, that's fine, but why do we need to know that now? We've got a bloody...
You don't mind if they say it and they commit themselves to the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better letting the cat out of the bag early and getting on with it.
I suppose.
From my point of view, if I was a professional first team coach, I think it's poor from Luke Robinson. I really do. I think your top coaches, i.e., your Willie Peters and your Matt Pease and even Rolls to a degree, and even Brad Arthur, all the top coaches, they never ever comment on anybody else's player, whether it's a team in the NRL or it's somebody in Championship. So I think it shows you where Huddersfield are at and where he's at as a coach, Luke Robinson. I think it's poor. If he has 100% quoted that and the media have got hold of that, I think it's poor, really poor. But like Gaz says, his contracted till the end of the season, and obviously he can't speak to any clubs at the moment anyway. So we'll just have to keep watching that one closely, and I'm sure the outcome
the thing
will
with
be
the media. The media will pick that up and make that out there.
Yeah.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. A bit of Wigan Warriors news. Probably one of the best centres in the competition's gone for they haven't officially named a time or a length of the injury. Jake Wardle, he's done an MCL. He looks like he's going to be out for weeks/months. I mean, that's a massive, massive blow for them. Like I said, he's probably one of the best centres in the comp. He's had a little bit of bad luck there, and I'm pretty sure Wigan can cover that position, Gaz. But obviously, he's a loss, for whoever it may be that he plays for.
Yeah, and you know what? Taking me saying that off here, I really, really rate Jake Wardle. I think he's, like you said, one of the best centers in the comp. I think he'll be a massive loss. I think he'll be a bigger loss than people think for Wigan, which is a shame. You don't want to see players out for lengthy injuries like that. Yeah, so also we've got two Wigan fans down here. Tell us what you reckon about the Jake Wardle thing.
We had Blair Farrell in centre against FC, bleeding out.
I mean, I wouldn't play foul at all.
I'll carry on reading the news while we'll get some of the comments. Massive loss for the Wigan Warriors. A bit of injury news for Hull KR. Fullback Artem Org, he's ruptured a pectoral muscle injury. They haven't commented on the period of time he'll be out for. All they've said is he has to go for more scans, etc. But normally with a pec, it's normally quite a few weeks/months that he needs to sort of repair.
That's Broadbent fullback then.
Well, there's plenty of utility value in that squad, mate. So I'm pretty. And the next one is Dean Hadley, the absolute machine, the Dean machine as we call him. I think pretty much everybody in the world who watched the game on Thursday night saw that he ended up with a bloody snooker ball under his eye. They reckon he's fractured an eye socket. But get this, fellas, he's flown to Vegas this morning, and he's likely to be within the squad. What's that, mate?
No, I'm saying I thought there was two different Wigan fans in the comments, but he's just changed his name.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, so Dean Hadley flies with the squad and is in contention for the Vegas game against Leeds Rhinos, so touch wood. You mentioned it earlier on in your review of the Saints game, Gaz. Johnny Lomax, he picked up a wrist injury against the Leopards. Nene McDonald, he's out with a quad injury, set to miss a few weeks. And the St Helens youngster prop, George Delaney, he failed, an HIA. Well, I know they're probably at least two players that are going to start every week, aren't they?
Yeah, but Delaney's not normally a bench prop, but I think we might have to throw soon and do some stints at prop. Maybe
we'll have some cover there, mate.
We haven't seen the squad yet. They might take young Alfie Sinclair out with them for that game because he's on the fringe of the squad. Lomax, I mean, this is why I've been saying for a long time. I mean, I love Johnny. He's been one of the best servants for the club I've ever seen, but Father Time's catching up to him. You know what I mean? He picks up the injuries, and you can see he's still got the mind for it. You can see he spots those gaps and he tries to get through, but his legs don't want him to.
Yeah.
It's a shame to say. I don't want to see a player who's done so well for us to almost become a parody of themselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think he'd be on restricted minutes anyway. Yeah. I think he'd be on restricted minutes anyway this season, but it could be the opening for George Whitby to come in. Obviously, we all know what he can do, but
Yeah, you rate him, don't you?
yeah, I think he might come in and slot into that 14 on the bench.
Yeah. What I did want to have a quick chat about, fellas, before I move on to the last piece of news round, was that I noticed some of these players now are playing with a mouth guard with some technology in it regarding head knocks and like force measurements and things like that. So for people who are listening who don't know now, a lot of the players have got a mouth guard in and they've basically got a sensor in there and it's supposed to track information in regards to HIA and collisions and things like that to help the doctors out to get a read on.
I thought they just
whether they're
microchip
passed or
them.
not. Yeah, well, like an
I
animal.
mean, they may as well at this rate. Yeah, may as well at this rate.
Yeah, well, like I say, it's the first time I've come across of it, and it was George Delaney where I first saw it on. So obviously that's something that a lot of us don't know and up to this point. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes and, you know, how accurate it is and is every player going to wear one of them moving forward? But it's
Joe,
it's
it'll get to
definitely,
a point where there won't be enough players to fulfill a fixture at one point in the season.
Do you know?
Yeah,
do you know what I liked that? I think a few years ago now. Do you remember when they put the picture play, didn't they? To put a camera on the chest or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like it gets that like point of view of the player, and you get all that. I think they played it. I think at half time or something. You got all that audio from it. I actually think that's quite decent because especially for people who are just new to rugby as well, it kind of gets that like one-on-one sort of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we all complain about the game. We want the game better, don't we? So surely this piece of technology has especially got to help with the concussions, hasn't it? And ultimately, as long as the player's safety will always be at the front thought of everything, won't it? So it remains to be seen whether it's going to be accurate and it's going to be used for every single player. And maybe there's just a few trialing it at the moment from club to club. So again, it's one of them that we need to watch because it's definitely going to help things moving forward.
I did like when they used to mic players up. That was quite entertaining to watch back, especially Willie Mason.
That's
the best one.
I think you're on the chest cam, or if it's on the referee, then it's a ref cam.
That's it.
Well, thanks for
Gordon, you've been corrected.
Been corrected.
Yep. Incorrect.
That's it. Right, fellas. So last piece of news in this week's news round has literally only just come in the last hour and a half or so. Hull FC fullback Will Price, he came off in the game against Wigan at the weekend, and it's come out today after scans that he's ruptured his ACL and will be out for the best part of the season. That is a massive blow to Hull FC because I know ACL, a lot of their fan base. Yeah,
so I haven't seen how that happened. I haven't seen that yet.
No, I haven't seen it. I just read it. Yeah, so I mean,
Teenage what happened?
A lot of Hull FC fans they've been hanging their hat on the hopes of Will Price to try and keep him fit. Because to be fair, he's a good player. He's a good player to keep him fit. He's definitely talented. Whether he can work on his defence or not is yet to be seen. But it's a massive, massive loss for Hull FC not having him.
He's definitely their X-factor player.
Yeah, exactly, mate. It'd be a loss for anybody, and with Hull FC trying to find the direction they want to take the club in, I think that is a massive loss because you need to get into them playoff. You need stability within your spine, don't you? I mean, 100%. Like you say, you need that, and they're not going to have that now, unfortunately. So that pretty much makes me think that if they can't get that position covered and get somebody who's going to sustain that position, it's going to be difficult for them because he's a massive part in their attack. Yeah, and that pretty much wraps up news round, fellas. Round 3 fixtures. There's quite a few games to get through, so we'll we'll do the normal. We'll get a prediction from each of us. I think that'll be the quickest way to get...
Wigan's other derby, you know. Not the proper one.
Stopping Wigan. Yeah, but stopping Wigan. Yeah. So Thursday night.
I do love how they've put that on the side of the bus in Wigan as well.
100% first class banter. That's what I sort of love it. Yeah. So as me and Gaz was referring to, Wigan Warriors, they host the Lee Leopards on Thursday night at the Brick Community. I mean, I know, Gaz, we know Lee are a good side, but it's different levels again. Going away to Wigan and getting a result. How do you see that one?
I see a Wigan win, especially if the same thing happens again where Lee bring the if they bring the same attitude they had in the second half where they wanted to take heads off and all that carry on, they're going to get annihilated.
Yeah, it's
the more or less important derby. There you go.
It's one of them, innit? I mean, even if one of them two, Field and French, turn up for 10 minutes, they can punish teams. And I say that every week because that's the truth and that's how they roll, so to speak. How do you see that one going, Jordan? Do you think there's a shock on the cards, or do you think Wigan will get a home victory?
I think Lee.
Oh,
you just have to be awkward, don't you?
You heard it here first.
I think Lee, because give
us some substance behind your decision. Then
he's got the guts for gatters in that comment section now.
They did Leeds. They were new trade. Sorry, mate.
No, this is why I want comments, just to give us a little bit of a laugh.
Yeah, they did Leeds. They were very good against Saints. Someone have a word with him. Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll do them. I think it'll be a close game. I think they might just do them. But saying that, we're gonna want a trophy this year. They're gonna want to take at least one of those trophies away. So it might be a statement season for me, where they might blow quite a lot of teams away, which that could happen. But because I'm backing Lee this year, I've got to kind of go with my gut on that, because if I say Lee are going to lose every week, then it's kind of pointless me saying what I said.
You said it last week.
You what?
You said it last week.
What, I said to beat Lee?
Yeah. Didn't stick to it then.
I'm a loser.
And you were right, but you didn't stick to it.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say Lee this week. So, and I'm very sorry, Teenage Warrior. I'm not a traitor.
You're not sorry.
Do you know the thing with me? Do you know the thing with me with Wigan being at home, right? From previous experiences in the last 2 or 3 years, I think if you can go to the Brick Community and shock Wigan in the first 15, 20 minutes, that crowd doesn't make any noise when they're on the back foot. And that's not me being biased or looking for bites. That's just what I've seen in the last 3 or 4 years. It's like you go there, you can shock them, right? And when they do ask you a few questions, if you can rebel them, you've got every chance of seeing the result out. So for that reason, I'm going to say Lee as well. I think there could be an early shock on the cards, and I think they could do it. I think Lee, the streetwise, aren't they, with the halves they've got and the forwards they've got. I think it'll be a really, really close game. And
not when Cook's trying to take Guy Robertson's head off the knob.
It's not just that though as well. Like you say, you've got as you both know, and obviously viewers will know. We're gonna have done them twice in a row in playoffs, so there's gonna be some sort of, I won't say revenge, but there's got to be some sort of, gearing themselves up for a game like that. And I feel like they will do it. I think they will.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it'll all be determined, won't it, on Thursday night. So moving on to Friday's games, we have 2 games on Friday night. We have Hull FC versus York Knights at the MKM Stadium. I'm going to go York win here. No Will Price. One of the forwards is banned. I don't think they're clicking Hull FC at the moment. And I expect York to come up with a bit of a shock. Again, I think it'll be close. How do you see that one, Gaz, going?
Do you know what? I think I'm going to agree with you. I think they're missing Essie massively as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to, mate. Jordan, how are you seeing that one, mate?
I'm going to go FC. I'm going to go FC. I think they played
He was
obviously
trying
really
to get
well.
himself in trouble with everyone here.
Yeah,
Picking Catalan to win next.
They did really well against you, Carl. Obviously, Leeds beat them quite handsomely. Starting with Carl on that statement, many weak links in Hull FC due to their injuries. Yeah, do you know what I was saying? Would it beginning this year or would it last year? I can't remember. We were talking about the teams coming up. Fitness is going to be a big part of whether these three teams can do it. And obviously they've answered it. First couple of games have played really well, but I think these are sort of games where I think York will struggle, and I think the fitness will be the factor. I don't really think it matters, in my opinion, in this game what the injuries are like, because I think they could throw kids out for me, and I reckon they'd probably still do York. I've just got a feeling that that's what will happen. I won't say it'd be a high scoring game, but whether it's a 12-point, 16-point game, I reckon FC will do that game.
Yeah. So it's 2-1. Me and Gaz go York. Jordan goes Hull FC. The other game on Friday night.
The Mighty Rhinos podcast.
The other game on Friday. Sorry, Castleford Tigers at home to the Huddersfield Giants. I mean, I know Blake Taft's injured for the Castleford Tigers. Huddersfield are scrimping and scraping with players, and
I'm going to go
again at weekend. Yeah, I'm going to go Cass. Gaz has gone Cass. I mean, is that without sounding too disrespectful towards them two teams? Is it a basement battle already for them two? Do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think Cass need a rebuild season. Like, obviously they've got a new coach. I don't think it's a quick fix. I think it's going to take maybe a couple of years. I know they had that injury shock, didn't they? Were it last week? But their main signings has it got an ACL?
I need to change my mind. I've put Huddersfield on the predictor, so I'm going to have to stick to that. I'm going to have to stick to that now.
Hey, I've heard of people quoting and commenting on the podcast and putting us straight, but I've never heard of somebody putting themselves straight. So fair play to you guys.
No, I can actually change it. Yeah, I'm still going to stick with Castleford.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Didn't they buy an Aussie? Did they buy an Aussie who's done an ACL at fullback?
I think you're on about Blake Taffart. We mentioned him a second ago. Yeah, he's a great player. He was great at Souths, and he's come over, and he's just literally he's had 2 games and he's fell on some really, really bad luck. But yeah. So we're all three of us going for Cass with that result, fellas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, Jordan. Saturday, there's 3 games. Sorry. The first one is a small matter of the Hull Kingston Rovers versus Leeds Rhinos at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. How do you see that one going, mates? And what do you think will be the difference?
I want to see what Teenage Warrior will put down.
Come on, answer my questions.
See if he throws me in bin. Do you know what? I think he's not going to lie. We all know it's going to be a tough game. I don't think it's going to be a blow away, regardless of what the result is. I don't think anyone's going to. Oh boy, here we go. So who are we saying? I think it's going to be a tight game. I think both teams have taken a strong team over there. I'm buzzing that we've got Hanley back. We've got Policia's back. We have got a good team. Sivo obviously
you're pretty much at full health now, aren't you?
Yeah, sorry.
I think you're pretty much at full strength now, aren't you?
Yeah. I think we are more or less. Yeah. It's hard to call it. It really is, because it's a big event, and both teams are going to want that game. What's he saying? Oh, gladly, I'll actually say Leeds. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we're quite over than Leeds, but Leeds are known for an upset.
How would you see that one going, Gaz?
I'm going KR win. I think they're still going to be bouncing from the World Club Challenge win. They seem to be unfazed by the big occasion.
I'm hoping Mike Lewis might be hungover.
Michael Lewis is probably still pissed.
I think you're clutching at straws now, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know my prediction? I couldn't give a rat's ass. I think Rhinos will win, and I couldn't give an absolute rat's ass. I really couldn't. That's how happy I am.
One of my mates, Saints fan, went to the game as well, and he overheard a KR fan saying, "Joe, what? I don't care if we ever win a game again." And
oh yeah,
I can get behind that. I can get behind that a little bit. To be fair,
yeah. But yeah,
I'm going KR. They've had a longer like turnaround as well.
I'm gonna back my team.
Oh, of course you are. You have to, don't you, Jordan? Bloody hell.
So that's a Rovers win then, Jordan, yeah?
Not really. I backed bloody Leeds, didn't I? To beat Leeds. Champions card. Is Carl going to pull the world champions card?
No.
Do you know what? If you did win Vegas, you know what I mean? I know it's not technically, it ain't a trophy or like that, is it? But
won't give him more to shout about, Jordan. Bloody hell.
If you talk about occasions, it is, it is a big thing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The elbow off the table.
I think
think
Gaz does make a good point there. They've learned the last 2 or 3 seasons how to get over the line in big games and big occasions.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they won't win Rovers, but I just really couldn't care if they win or not. Really.
I was just going to say, Kat, before you moved on, is there 4 NRL teams in that weekend or whatever?
No, there's 3 games in total. 2 NRL games, then obviously our game, mate. I
don't know why we can't bring more over there. Why has it got to be 2 teams? Why can't we bring 4?
I'm going to make a proposal. Right.
Go on, guys.
What took place in America last week? Super Bowl.
Right?
Super Bowl. Biggest event in the world, if you ask them, but no, only one country. Why not take the World Club Challenge and have that as a curtain raiser to the Super Bowl? Yeah, not necessarily in the same stadium, but on the same broadcast.
It puts some more eyes on the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, here's this, but I'll look at this first as well.
I think they're pissed on our sport, won't they? Because they don't see it as a sport, do they?
No, because they're thick.
I mean, going back to your question, Jordan, about more teams over there. When you look into it a bit more and read some of the interviews that have been had from chief executive and people from Leeds, and Hull KR and Leeds had to apply to the NRL because it's their event. We had to apply to be invited. So it's not like it's a 50-50 event. It's the NRL's event.
I tell you what, we won't get invited again.
We're basically
the way we keep doing them in the World Cup Challenge. The way we keep doing the World Cup Challenge, they won't keep inviting us.
Yeah, that's what we want though, Gaz, innit? We want that competition, don't we? We want to be testing each other. We don't want to be...
Yeah, but they don't want us.
I don't understand that, because it's not like it's in Australia, it's America, so why have they got rights to it? Like, do you know what I mean?
Because they can afford to put it on.
Yeah, they put that event on, and they stump up the dollars, don't they, so to speak? I mean,
we used to Challenge Cup final on.
We'll get them playing at St James's Park and say it's frigging you can play Magic Weekend, you can play one of your games.
Listen, no, you're not bringing that pathetic excuse of a ball game to my beloved Everton Stadium, all right? Yeah, let's cheat and throw it forward. Let's take an hour game and make it last 4 hours.
Yeah, I was just about to say before we move on, fellas, that I listened to Rob Oates, the CEO of Rhinos, and he was basically saying that when they applied to go over there, Rhinos and Hull KR, they had to come up with a figure of how many supporters they could take over there. So they reckon Rovers and Rhinos are going to take roughly just short of 6,000 each club. I mean, if that is the case, that's outstanding, really, because we know it's a hell of a long way and it's not cheap. So the appeal of getting, there'll probably more British fans going over than there will be Aussies. even though there's
Do you
two of their
reckon it's-
games on. So I
do you
think
reckon it's
that's
a bit
a
hard?
massive box from the.
Do you reckon it's a little bit harder, Carl? The fact that obviously because you've done World Club Challenge, do you feel like you'll want more fans than Leeds then?
No, all I know is hitting my bank account because I paid to them all. So
No, you're
in a
Like
good
you've been
way.
saving up since it was announced.
You're going to be living in
Yeah,
a cardboard box next week.
Well, we haven't won a major trophy for 40 years, so I've been literally for saving up for 40 years for this last year. So I can't grumble too much. But as you guys know, when success does come around, it's not cheap, is it? So, but really,
No.
we shouldn't complain. We should just soak it up, shouldn't we? And we should move on. So I mean,
Speaking of
one
moving
thing I
on,
did want,
Warrington. I'm going to pick Warrington. Speaking of moving on.
yeah. Well, I just wanted to, before we get on to the Warrington Wakefield game, I just wanted to give the referees a bit of a shout out. So the referee for the Hull KR Rhinos game's been announced, and the referee is going to be Jack Smith. So again,
dear.
we can't just talk about referees being negative all the time. We've got to give them a bit of congratulations and a bit of praise from time to time. So we hope Jack has a good game, don't we, fellas?
Yeah, we do.
I mean, I'm not going to get me hopes up on it.
Yeah, but we have to, because without them referees, we wouldn't have a game, would we? As much as we,
I just want a
disagree.
quick game. That's all I want. Just a quick game. If it's penalties here and penalties there, it slows the game down. I want it to be a fast paced game. You know what I mean? If it is, then it'll be a good spectacle.
Things that you can't win when you get a fast game. People are saying, "Oh, they're getting away, letting them get away with this, that, and the other." And then when they're blown up for everything, or they're blown up too much, you can't win.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not an easy gig, is it, refereeing, especially at the highest level at rugby league. And I'm pretty sure with the Vegas games at weekend is that then referees will get refereed differently because they do. They're like grand finals, Challenge Cup finals, even the World Club Challenge on Thursday night. That Liam Moore let all sorts go in that game, and it was for the benefit of the game. So to me, I'm pretty sure there's a good chance Jack Smith will have a good game because he'll ref it slightly different because of the occasion.
Do you think? Do you think Broncos were a bit surprised with some decisions of World Cup Challenge? Do you reckon there have been some decisions in that game that they won't be penalised in NRL for? I know I saw bloody what's his face at fullback, Walsh. I know I saw him throwing his hands up a little bit, and it was like he didn't agree with some of the stuff, and I was like, right, okay,
tough.
I don't think so, mate. I don't think even if I was a neutral supporter, I don't think anything stood out in the game where I thought, fucking hell, he's dropped a ball up there, Liam Moore.
Yeah.
He let the game flow, didn't he? He gave a penalty when it was necessary. He let the game flow. Yeah. So nothing stands out to me to say, he had a poor game. So I just think from time to time we've got to credit referees a little bit rather than bagging them all the time. Do you know what I mean? So, So Gaz, you're going Hull KR, and me and Jordan are going Leeds.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't care, so it doesn't matter, does it? Moving on. The newly crowned 2026 Super League champions, Warrington Wolves, they play Wakefield Trinity on Saturday. How do we see that one going, Gaz? Wakey or Wire?
Warrington easily, I think. They've had a week rest. They'll go into that fresh, and Wakefield haven't really been firing at all. And obviously, I've first-hand seen what Warrington can do when they get on the front foot, so I think that's going to be by at least 30 points.
Yeah. I mean, our friend of the show, Cam Scott, won't be happy with that decision, Gaz, but I'm sure you've got to
sorry, Cam,
ultimately, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan, and now you'll see that?
Yeah, I'd love to say Wakefield because I'm a big fan of Wakefield team. But yeah, I agree with Gaz. I think Warrington will, like I say, with them being crowned 2026 winners.
You don't get me wrong. I want Wakefield to win, but if I'm going to think about it logically,
I want Wakefield to win. But yeah, I think I agree with Gaz. I think they'll do them. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I reckon it could be a 12-point, 14-point game. Wakefield will give it to them. I think they will anyway. But yeah, I agree. I think Warrington will win that.
I want them to say it's our year every single year for the rest of existence.
Well, I've been doing it for 42 years. I've been on the planet, so Maybe
you
they
go.
will do that.
It's,
I'm going to rebel against a pair of you, and I'm going to
course
say
you are.
Wakefield Trinity win. I'm going to back my man Cam Scott and the Wakefield Trinity boys, and I'm going to go Wakey win. So 2-1
hope
in
you're right.
terms of that.
Yeah, I hope you're
me
right.
too, mate. So so you boys go for Wire, I'm going for Wakey. On to the last and final game of round 3. Gaz, St Helens away at the Catalan Dragons. We spoke about Catalans away and home form, haven't we, in recent times? How do you see that one going, mate? Do you think it's a steady win for Saints, or do you think them injuries are going to play a big part in this week's game?
I think we're not going to be any worse off than what we finished the league game with. And I think Leigh are a far better side than Catalan. It depends if Toby Sexton's firing or not. But if we keep him quiet, I think we'll have a good run at him.
Yeah. They've got some boys.
I know what Lewis does capable of. I don't think he's going to do much.
I don't know sometimes, because I've seen it over the years where, you see players going back to play against an old team and they turn it on for one night only, don't they? So I wouldn't.
He turned it on for one game. He turned it on for one game, one night in Penrith, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, mate. But
you
take my point, don't you? That they tend to have a half decent game against an old team that they're playing against, don't they? That's what I've always sort of
I'm not gonna slag him off anything, but I think Lewis Dodd is another Danny Richardson for us.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Great kicking game, not much else.
I know what you mean.
Jordan, Dragons or Saints? Seeing as Saints was your team of the week this week, are you backing Gaz and the boys?
Yeah, I think Saints will win again. I think they will. I think they'll be too strong for Dragons. I do actually see Saints putting quite a lot of points on board. I reckon it could be maybe 18 points, 24 points difference. I just don't think they're quite there. I think, like I say, your Catalans, Huddersfield, Cats. Even not talking about York and Bradford and Toulouse, just those teams that are obviously normal Super League teams that have been there, as many years. I think they're going to struggle this year. So yeah, I do think Saints will win that quite handsomely.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough, mate. It's, like I say, I think it will be a close-ish game, but I sort of expect Saints to get off the line with that one. That pretty much concludes our round 3 fixtures. Just before you wrap us up, Gaz, I just wanted to mention that obviously you're not going to the Catalan game away. I believe you're doing something on your own podcast, mate. Is it something you want to give a bit of a wrap to anybody listening who can get involved and watch?
Yeah, so as it stands, and that's why I've not announced anything yet, because it might not happen, but the plan is little live Instagram watch along with that game. So we'll see what happens, but I'm 90% sure it's going to happen.
Yeah. Apologies if I've dropped you in it, mate.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. I'm
80 minutes of Gaz with cans of beer.
Yeah.
What can go wrong?
That sounds like a great night to me. That does.
So you got me drinking with a Cumbrian, watching rugby. What can go wrong there?
What can go wrong?
It'd be like
well, Cowley,
what you call it?
Last weekend, weren't you?
What's that, mate?
You got posh champagne at this week, didn't you? So popping champagne, you'll look big, won't you?
You'll think what's going to be like in Vegas? Popping posh champagne, expensive champagne.
Yeah, you stay out them casinos and all you.
I can't gamble,
So,
mate. I wouldn't have a clue what to do.
Yeah.
Good.
Just throw your chip down and go. Just deal, sir.
Red or black in it. That's all. Pretty much all I know. Yeah. So just a quick reminder, fellas. Obviously, I'm going to Vegas. I keep banging on about it because I'm really excited about it. I am going to be doing the vlog.
Oh, you going?
Like I said. Yeah, did I not mention?
No, you not said anything about it, mate. You have a lovely time.
I'll be there making a fool of myself, and I'll be making a vlog, like I've said last few weeks. So obviously give everybody an insight to what goes on. If you can't make it, or even if you can make it, and you want to come and see us for a quick chat, I'll post on all those socials. I've already got 2 Leeds fans and a couple of Rovers supporters. We're going to have a little chat with on game day and just get an overall, sort of insight to the experience, not just game day, Vegas as a place and the travel, etc. So hopefully we can bring some content through the podcast, which will be pretty much spot on, hopefully. And like I say, when I get it back, Jordan, you're going to have to wave a magic wand at it, but I'm pretty sure you can do that, mate, for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I think that pretty much wraps us up, guys, in terms of what we've got through everything.
Yeah, so big thank you for everyone who's listened, and I'm going to give Teenage Wally a good shout out here. He's been really involved, so thank you for that. Just thanks to everyone who's supported the podcast, who's subscribing, commenting, liking, sharing, all that carry on. Just keep doing it; really helps us out. Massive thanks again to Acorn Johnny Release for sponsoring the podcast, and we're back next week with all the results and news and the naughty boys from the week. So. Yeah, so we're back next week, and remember the podcast is for the fans, by the fans.